Hey, everybody. Kevin here with Pursuing Pixels, and we're back with another edition of our Save It for the Cast episodes. I think that's what we're going with the title here. And Randall, John, and I are going to chat some video games in a little bit. But real quick, actually, before we get to that, I've just been checking out a ton of demos lately that I wanted us to just spotlight a couple that were really, really awesome before we get into the chat and the conversation and everything. But I checked out this kind of Sonic the Hedgehog inspired game, and believe it or not, I liked it. It seems like there's so many of these Sonic the Hedgehog inspired games that I love, like iterations on it. But as long as they kind of add in some combat, and the game here is AdventNEON, all one word, and neon's capitalized. But it's very similar to Freedom Planet, but it it really captures that treasure like Sega era of, again, I just played the demo here, but it's just so fantastic, the sense of speed and like the way things are broken up into little combat sections or combat rooms, and just the way the game's broken up, and then they're kind of like almost these auto runner sections that it kind of almost like took me back to like Buster Bust Loose on Super Nintendo on some like the train stages, or in particular the train stage, if anyone happens to be familiar with that game. An awesome game for the Super Nintendo, by the way. But yeah, I'm just loving these Sonic inspired games, I guess, and this one was actually included. I know we hype up the Itch.io bundle for racial justice and equality that came out last year, and they just actually did another bundle that's ending in about 12 hours at the time that I'm recording this. It'll be a little bit past by the time the episode comes out here, but AdventNEON, even though it's not quite out yet, is included in that bundle. It's an Itch.io bundle for Palestinian aid, and there's not quite as many games, but they've already raised almost $1 million this time around, and again, there's like 1,000 games, and a lot of overlap too, so we've already featured many, and we've got a little Itch.io playlist even with like 50 games that we recommend, like really, really cool stuff. So AdventNEON's even included in there if you pick that up. But another couple demos I just wanted to highlight real quick, and another kind of just precision arcade action platformer that I just was in love with is Super Mombo Quest. It's like, oh man, you just play as this like purple goopy creature, and in the demo you only get to play as that version of the character, but on their Twitter and stuff I keep seeing them post like almost like Kirby style, getting all sorts of different power-ups, and it just looks so awesome in the sense of like it's almost like a mini Metroidvania, or maybe it's a larger one, but you essentially like every time you enter, it's kind of similar to AdventNEON. You like go into like a combat room, and then you like to get a Mombo combo, you have to like, there's this meter that stays like, that starts ticking down once you kill the first enemy. And if you can keep that meter full by killing more enemies and collecting gems and stuff, you can get the Mombo combo at the end of each room. And it's just like, it's the perfect like arcadey, I don't know, it's a perfect implementation of like arcadey precision platforming and even a little bit of puzzle platforming, but mixed with like a exploration Metroidvania kind of style, at least in the demo. But I was really, really impressed with that one, and kind of expected to be, because all the clips I've seen look so cool. And then two more that I just wanted to highlight real quick. Sorry. But we'll get to the chat in just a sec. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight Renaine, and that's Renaine. And I keep thinking it's like a French developer, but they're actually based out of Boston. I don't know, something about that name just looks French to me. But you play as this knight that it's kind of, it has like very different style pixel art to Shovel Knight, but really beautiful, like gorgeous. But it's not going for like the 8-bit thing. It's definitely going for very much its own style. It's even got like the colors. It doesn't look like a ZX Spectrum game, but it kind of has like those really bright popping colors like that. Like I am just in love with the art style of this game. It's kind of like a hack and slash platformer that has like some light roguelike mechanics built in, where it's like it has like the levels are kind of like I think it's a little bit of an exploration platformer, but it almost feels like a beat 'em up. Like when you like go into a new part of like a stage, it's like, oh, here you're like, because there's like a town that you're like, you can buy upgrades and stuff in, and some things seem randomized, and then the stages, once you like, it's like the arrow that's like go to the right, and it just seems like, oh, it's different every time a little bit, but it's definitely like little chunks that are kind of stitched together, and it just keeps you on your toes. But it's like a combat hop and bop platformer, gorgeous pixel art, like I mentioned, and the soundtrack is just unbelievable. It's another game that has like vocals coming in, and it's just, oh man, I have had some of the songs stuck in my head since I played the demo. So another one that I've had my eyes on for a long time. You really got to check that one out. And then the last demo I wanted to spotlight here, which the demo just got dropped on Steam, is a game called Wirewalk, and I actually was only aware of this one because the developer was hanging out in our Discord. But yeah, it's like a top-down. This is the only one that's not a platformer here, but it's like a top down, has like a very much like a Pokemon style look to it, but it's got this really great like pink and white. I think it has a ton of different palettes, but it has this like, I think it's even called like Raspberry Dream or Raspberry Cream, the palette, and oh, it's just so gorgeous, and it has such like a cheeky sense of humor, and a really cool like, I don't know, you're almost like hacking into the system, and like then the dungeons are like sort of like inside of computers, I think, or at least that's sort of how it the vibe I was getting in the demo. I'm not 100% sure if that's how everything's going to go, but just some really cool, clever stuff, some really cool mechanics. It had almost like a little bit of a Star Tropics vibe again. I don't know if we've ever mentioned Star Tropics on the podcast before, but it's such a great NES game that's kind of an unsung classic. But yeah, this one you get like a baseball bat, and then you also get a baseball, but you can like throw it like a curveball, like you can angle it and swerve it almost. It's so awesome. There's some really cool puzzles. There's even like some weird soccer ball mechanics going on for some of the puzzle solving in the first dungeon, and that was all that was in the first demo. But man, like the music is fantastic. I'm just so excited for this game and all these games. But yeah, I think I've rambled enough. I just figure I do enough of this on the podcast while nobody chimes in anyways. I'm just like, let me talk about 10 indie games. So I'll squeeze a few in here before we get started. But yeah, Randall, John, and I are going to chat a little more video games. And why don't I not waste any more of your time, and let's get to it.
Like I'm waiting with Glenn. Glenn's propping me up because I'm limp at that point. And I was like, Glenn, I'm so sorry you had to deal with me. Like, you're a great person. I'm a bad friend. And Glenn is just like stone-faced, and he's like, I was high for that entire evening.
I guess that makes it a lot easier to deal with, honestly.
Just,
That's so funny.
God,
Holy
it was
shit.
just, no. What a
damn.
And then I went to
Glad we all-
fucking Six Flags because
I didn't
Why?
know that. That is insane.
Why would
yes,
you do that?
Because
Because
it's
it's-
Fright Fest is Halloween is Lauren's favorite holiday. It was
Sure.
Fright Fest, and we had bought tickets already. Like, and like
Just
I wasn't
take the L on that one.
I wasn't hungover. Like I had the IV. Like I was.
I guess that's true.
I had water coursing through my body, but
You're the
no,
most hydrated at that
I
point.
made it on like 3 like roller coasters.
Yeah.
And man, just like that fucking beat the shit out of me. Like
Yeah.
by the end of the third, I was like, oh, I cannot do any more. I'm so unbelievably wrecked.
Nauseous.
That's still something, yeah. But yeah, I get nauseous even on roller coasters, let
I
alone
do
like
too. I'm a
anything that
huge
has
weenie.
spinning.
Yeah.
Spinning, I
Can't
can't
do
do. I can do roller coaster, or I could do roller coaster. I haven't done one since because,
I
God,
kind of gave up on them. Yeah, I just like I'm like they're kind of fun, but I always feel kind of lousy, and I don't like crowds anyways. I
Yeah.
was just like overall, I don't need theme parks in my life. Maybe
No,
I'll
I don't
go
need
to one
that
another
thrill.
time,
That-
but
the thrill for the fear of my life. I don't need that. I'm good.
I love.
yeah.
I love a good wooden roller coaster. That is my
No,
favorite.
man, it's like it's the same thing I think about when it comes to roller coasters. The same reason I don't like them that much, and I've gone on plenty, way more than I've flown in airplanes. But it's the same reason I think about. Like all I think about. This is I just picture a person working and just going, I just tightened those bolts yesterday. I was just up there yesterday, and just like, come on, man! At every job, there's always people cutting corners, doing whatever.
Yeah.
That's all I picture. Just somebody working on the jet engine, and just like, we just check those.
Yeah,
they're
we're
fine.
good.
But
Yeah.
that's all I think, and that's all it takes. So I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't trust you.
It's the same thing in like XCOM. You got a 97% chance of hitting.
Exactly.
I'm
But you
taking
know
those
you're gonna
odds.
fucking miss.
That 3%
If it's
shows
XCOM
up
2,
fairly
you know
often.
you're gonna miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still want to play that Chimera Squad XCOM game. That game
Yeah.
looks so cool.
That one, I
don't
think,
know
it's
that I've seen
got
that.
good reviews. I think.
Yeah, it was just like kind of a smaller XCOM game with like maybe more of like I know they're like they kind of lean into that permadeath thing for like at least one of the modes, you know, but I think it had more of like a little bit of a roguelike thing going on and like a little bit of like a comic book style. Like I really liked the like cell shaded look.
No,
I totally missed that this came out. Holy crap. Okay.
It's like $15 or something, I think. But I think it's like PC only, maybe.
Oh, that might be why too.
It was something I think that's why I didn't look into it.
Yeah.
But it like kind of caught my eye because I'm always like, man, I'm never gonna play. Even though I know there's way more than $60 worth of a game in XCOM, I'm just like, I know I'm not gonna play it to get it worth.
Right.
To, I don't know, get my worth out of it.
It looks like there was a news story 4 days ago that it might release soon on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Ooh, weird that not the new consoles, but
yeah.
I mean,
although
I'm sure
Xbox One is just like an automatic be able to play
and it
on.
seems like the PS5 is doing that at least with the PS4. I don't know if they're going back to PS3, but at least with PS4.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I think it's only the certain games that, because there are PS3 games that did get, like, for example, I bought Flower on PS3 and I was able to download that on PS4.
The first party published stuff is pretty safe.
Yeah, but you're kind of rolling the dice anywhere else.
Yup.
Yeah.
That
but
stuff's
John,
so icky.
You got me kind of, I mean, I'm not going to buy Monster Hunter, but when you posted that clip earlier, that like grappling hook, like jumping off of that dog, I
there's
was like,
no way that is as seamless a button combination as that looked. Like,
yeah, it looked like 3D platform. I was like, oh man, this guy's like fucking grappling hooking like this is like Ratchet and Clank, man.
Yeah, no, because like that was the whole thing with like, there was that whole way that you would hold the controller for Monster Hunter, where you were basically like, you would hold it in one hand like a regular controller, and then you would position your hand like you were playing a keyboard, basically. On like,
I know people that do that.
You got to claw it.
Yes, it was like in
fighting games.
There's a different way to say that in Japan, but in America it was the Monhun claw, and like that is no longer the case. But I know how those games control, and there's no way that process was seamless,
right,
or intuitive.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely
man, it looks
not.
Good. God, I might get it.
If you do it, I'd probably buy it. I probably would buy it.
If World is still on Game Pass, I would dip into it, especially if Zandan was talking about it. I think I threw it in the game coordinating like early in the week, Balan Wonder World or whatever, because I knew that you. I knew it's from that guy that you like, Randall, the Knights developer.
Oh, I didn't read. Oh, wait, that's right. That is from him. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
And that makes sense from like a design standpoint, but man.
And it also makes sense from a gameplay standpoint.
I like how you said that.
He's part of Sonic Team, original Sonic Team, so you know they don't know how to get gameplay.
Hey.
Wow. Oh,
hey. Billy
I'm
Hatcher's a good game
because
Knights
Knights is solid, and Billy Hatcher I haven't played, but it looks sweet. But now is apparently really expensive.
Well, it's a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought that this is so funny too. That picture that Zandan has with like 40 copies of Metal Gear Solid 4 for no reason.
Wait, what? I don't think I saw that picture.
That picture with David Hayter, and they're both like fisting like 2 handfuls of copies of Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS3. I was like, why? I was like, do you have like a bunch? Do you have like every version? You know, I thought like, oh, I have like every region and every whatever, like some weird collector. Because I saw a couple greatest hits in there.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, just when I started collecting games, they were like 89 cents a piece, and it's a good game. And so he just like.
That rules. That's the best.
It's such a young kid, apparently, like, because I was cracking up weird. I don't know if you saw this conversation, Randall, but you know how our pinned tweet has the Sayonara Wild Hearts?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just like messaged me like out of nowhere and was like, hey, what are your thoughts on Sayonara Wild Hearts, by the way? I saw that was like your guys' pinned tweet. Sent me all these pictures of Annapurna box set for PS4. I didn't know that existed. Ooh. It's fucking sweet, man.
Yeah.
They put out
really good stuff because it's like Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds.
Yes, Outer Wilds, because it's the one I wrote for. That's how the mnemonic device. That one of the guys is like, this is how I tell which one's Outer Worlds, because Outer Wilds is the one that I wrote for.
That's funny. But yeah, they've done a ton. Gorogoa.
Ashen.
Which one?
Yeah.
Ashen.
Oh.
Ashen, Donut County.
Yep.
Gone Home.
Oof.
What Remains of Edith?
I still need to play that
Edith
game,
Finch.
man. I still need to play that game.
Yep. Sayonara, Kentucky, Route Zero.
Oh man, they are
yes.
like
Oh my god, yeah.
They
put out
it.
I need to go back to Kentucky
that
Route
new
Zero.
that newest game.
So I
from
actually just bought that.
You did? Nice.
Yeah.
That newest game from the Katamari guy too, Watam or Watum or whatever. That's also Annapurna. Like the insert for that game, like all the other ones have like all this like extra like fan art or like have like a written description and stuff of like, oh, this is what we did with the game. For that one, he's just a smiley face. I kind of love it.
Keita Takahashi.
Such a weirdo.
Like,
It makes me want to just like.
I'm glad that like.
Go ahead.
No, I just love that like his like approach to game design is so wildly different from like anyone else.
He just does whatever he wants.
Like,
Yeah, and isn't really focused on like, I don't know, success states.
yeah.
No, those auteur Japanese developers,
Yeah.
they are awesome.
I'm a big fan. I still never played Nobi Nobi Boy, and I you know what? I think I did play a demo, but I always wanted to check that one out.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool concept. How like it was the cumulative length of everyone, and like once the cumulative length of every Nobi Nobi Boy was like the distance to the moon, then the moon would be unlocked as a playable planet, and like I just thought that was such a cool concept of like
That's great.
You're not really playing with anyone at all ever, but you're just kind of like it was like how No Man's Sky in my mind should have worked initially online. Like I love that it's fully online now, but
See, like,
They just updated that again.
That game
They
was like
did.
the game that will just never stop. That and Risk of Rain 2, apparently, with
I
this new
know.
update.
Yeah.
I'm so
Fuck,
pumped.
man. New update, new character.
Something. Something about Nobi Nobi Boy and like working together, like
Going to the
everybody's save
moon.
file was the same, but not really. Oh, Death Stranding. That's one of the things that I was really interested about. That game.
Zandan loves that one too.
I know.
What is about it though? Like something where you work together?
So like the whole thing is like about. I mean, it's got like 5 million threads of like what Hideo Kojima's like trying
Yeah,
to
what the
talk
hell
about.
he's
like
thinking.
half-formed ideas that he finds interesting and then like expands on for an hour and then abandons.
Yeah.
He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah,
at this
his
point.
games
Yeah,
are
he
stream
knows
of
it.
consciousness. That's how they feel to me. They're just
They really are. But like one of the things that I really liked about Death Stranding was that like there's this whole like connected society without being able to like actually interact with others, but like you can build infrastructure and you can send materials to other people's game files, so you're not actually encountering other players, but like say if most of the players who are online are building a road in this area, then it becomes easier to build a road there, or you can get more materials in that. So like the more that people like are in certain areas, the easier it becomes. So it kind of coordinates with people.
I
but
like that concept.
but also like you can spend a lot of time going through difficult terrain to make it easier for other people or
Right.
just for yourself. Like
You can trailblaze
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
basically.
so someone was like, he's like, yeah, I spent like 40 hours building a zip line down this mountain that nobody ever went down, but I did it. And I was like, wow,
Wow.
that does sound, that's a John thing if there ever was one.
for sure.
Just laboring on one completely unsatisfying thing for hours on end.
Yeah. But that's sort of what I did with like Breath of the Wild, was just like not fuck around, but like go for shrines. I need to
hell
finish
yeah.
that game or just like start a new, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that game.
Just
whatever
jump
you
back
want.
into it. You don't need to finish it.
I know.
Jump back
There's just
into
part of me that does want to go back and beat it. And there is part of me that was thinking the other day that I wonder if Breath of the Wild 2, if you are just straight up gonna play as Zelda and no Link. I kind of think they're gonna do it.
Fine.
I kind of think it's gonna be a prequel.
Let's do it.
I kind of think you're actually gonna play up to the 100-year battle. I think you're gonna play up
That would be
to
dope.
when Link dies.
But that's what they did in Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, well, see, I didn't have that inside scoop. Now that was what I was thinking. I was doing my laundry the other day and I was like, you know what? I just started thinking about that trailer again and I was like, I wonder if I bet I could see
what
them
I'm
doing that, but
Zelda needs to be an action character this time around.
I'm hoping for kind of in the same vein as like the Wind Temple and Earth Temple in Wind Waker, where you kind of had to control two characters.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
if I
like
remember that.
even kind of it in Spirit Tracks, where Zelda was a ghost. One of the most active Zeldas in a game, and she still is like a ghost. But she could possess a suit of armor, and that ruled. And so like you did play co-op with her, but like
Nice.
man, I would like that's why I feel like they would do a more like co-op in that respect of like
Yeah.
you like here are some puzzles that you need Zelda to do a certain thing, and here's a thing that you need Link to do a certain thing.
It's a goddamn Legend of Zelda. Let's play as Zelda for once.
Yeah,
Come on.
because I really think like they did such a good job of like changing up the style of like how they presented her in Breath of the Wild, like because she's just such more like I'm right there training like with you for this battle, like they're like we are
a real person.
She's the main character, really.
And in my opinion, again, the story is I do like those little like story beats along like those little 12, however many pictures there are that you find, like they're perfect. Like I don't even mind the voice acting, the English voice acting. I don't even mind it. The British voice acting, I should say. It's not the best, but it's fine. It hits the right like emotional tones. It's not like totally jilted. You know, it's like there are games. You know, like what's it? Symphony of the Night. You know.
Okay, Symphony
Dracula.
of the Night has impeccable
What
voice.
curse is this human?
You use men's souls
and make them your slaves.
Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
It's so jilted and like
it's the best.
It's the best.
I'm interested.
It's the
in
best, but but it's the worst. Like in reality, especially.
Oh God, it's or fucking all the voice acting in No More Heroes, which is
I've never heard it.
So. It's incredible. Like it's the most like Fast and the Furious like level of like knows full well how over the top and cheesy it is and just leans in. Like Travis Touchdown holding like the decapitated head of like someone he just is like, I fell in love with your soul.
Oh my God.
Like,
oh my God. Sometimes
I did just buy those limited run is doing physical copies of those games on Switch. So I'm like, all right, fine.
individually, or is it like
do you have them?
Individually, they're selling them right now.
Did you have them before? Or?
Yeah, because I'm an idiot.
Only on Wii though, or did you have them on? Okay,
yeah.
So you didn't like rebuy the digitals on Switch and then okay.
No.
The triple dip, as we know.
No.
I don't think I've done that yet on Switch. I haven't like bought a digital game and then rebought it physically yet.
I've done it a couple of times on the games that I absolutely loved, but otherwise,
I think the only reason I haven't are because the main games of those that I've loved are roguelikes, and I just feel like, I don't need, like, even Children of Morta, I have the cartridge, and I ended up playing it on Game Pass, because I heard there were Switch issues at the time, too, and I was like, it's on Game Pass, I might as well just play it there if there's no issues, so.
Right.
But now I'm kind of like, like I don't even need to have that game. I'm never going to play it in the cartridge, especially if I'm going to have to unlock everything again. So,
yeah, and the longer you wait, the more lucrative it'll probably be.
That's
as
a good
cartridge.
point. Yeah,
so
I just hang on to it.
Too.
Just let that thing linger. But you guys want to run down what we want to chat about, and then we'll get started? Because I know I was just going to say we kind of rambled longer than we thought. Sorry, John.
Sorry, John.
I know. Sorry
No
about
worries.
that.
Because the kid for rock band, we gotta start this episode.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
I was just gonna say, because didn't the keyboard on Rock Band actually have a MIDI cable output?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah,
I think
you got a
even
good MIDI controller. Then you're like,
Really?
it's better. Like a MIDI
Just as
controller,
good as like just as good as like an M Audio or anything you'd buy on that level. Probably even a little bit nicer
honestly
than M Audio, to be honest.
That definitely was still not
of
as
M
fun.
Audio.
I'm someone that grew up playing
same.
piano, and that was not as much fun as playing guitar or bass because so few songs actually fully supported the keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never tried the keyboard mode.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. We ready? I can't. Randall, did you say you needed a rundown, or we good
Nope.
to just roll? Cool.
Good to roll.
Cool. All right. Let me just write down the start time, even though it's only a couple minutes later.
Make sure you say, "Hey, everybody."
hey,
I know.
everybody.
I was already thinking. I was like, "Am I going to say hey?" I'm going to say, "Hey, folks."
Don't you dare say, "Hey,
How
folks."
funny! How funny
people.
would that be? What's up, peeps?
Hello, everybody.
There are some podcasts that have intros where I'm just like, how can you give this first impression? Like, how they're so fucking cringe. I'm just like, man.
Yeah. So let's keep that to a minimum, folks.
Yeah.
Let's just get into the meat.
Hey, everybody. Pixel people. It's like that kind of stuff that it just makes me cringe so hard.
Pixel
sometimes.
people.
Well,
Pixel. What's up, pixel heads?
from 8-bit to 8 days a week,
We just turned into a morning radio show.
Oh, the Zoo Crew, yes.
That'll be our Patreon. Just morning zoo episodes. Jesus Christ. All right.
It's the last day to get Mario. Mamma mia.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. I really am. Oh, wait. Has anyone checked Mario? We'll start.
Mario's dead.
No one checked. No one even checked, but has anyone looked at Mario 35 today?
No. It's dead.
I'm curious to see if it's still there.
It's not.
I think it's dead.
I bet it's still there.
Fuck Nintendo.